What's up guys, Hades here. So, if you're like anyone I know people in my alliance talk about it, you're like, wow, I can only afford one KVK skill. Which one should I get, right? Do I want Arcane Sniper, Grace, Grudge, or Growl? And it's a great question. I want to break those down and give you the information you need to best decide what's good for you. So the best way to look at them are in the Tower of Knowledge. They're all the way at the top. You do need to have it nearly maxed. And the four are here, right? They're all individual. We're gonna go one by one. First, Arcane Sniper. After battle starts, every 6 seconds, there's a 60% chance to deal magic damage to the enemy unit with the highest physical attack and reduce their damage dealt by 30% for 6 seconds. So this is a single target. It does magical damage to the unit with the highest physical attack. So when you think about the teams that have Alex only carries, right? It's gonna target them every time. And that's pretty unique. Or think about a team that has only a Khan or only Apollo or only Medusa. It's gonna target them, which is kind of what you want, because if they die, then they lose all their damage. This is a very interesting skill. However, no one has it and no one uses it. So in theory, this is a nice skill and something to think about. Now, if you do not have a mage, then obviously this is not for you. It says position limit unlimited, which also lets you put it on a tank, right? And the tank can reduce their damage by 30%. Something to think about. This is actually a pretty good option, but there's not a lot of people who have it. Now, the second one is Grace. After entering the battle, reduce critical damage received by all allies by 50%. And this one's an aura. And now this one I think is actually really good. I think this one might be like A tier, A plus tier. And I'm going to go through examples why I think this might be the best. And I actually have kind of decided for myself why I'm going to get Grace. Now, Growl and Grudge are basically the same. I already have Growl. It lowers your initial energy by 100 and increases your physical damage by 50. Now, there are some heroes that do really well with this. An example is Alex. Alex doesn't have energy, and therefore he just has 50% damage up front. Same with Medusa. She actually activates her ultimate without needing her skill damage. So she doesn't need energy to do her passive damage, right? Her passive damage comes out every 6 seconds no matter what, whether she's full energy or not. So she's actually a great hero for Growl. The problem is everyone else, like Khan, I want my Khan ulting as soon as possible. So why would I want to reduce his energy by 100, right? That's kind of the trade-off here. And the same thing goes with Grudge. Why would I want my Himiko, my Wu, my Loki to lose 100 energy, not ult first, not get the potential crowd control for the 50% bonus, right? Most people have decided that they're just going to stack, demonic, or they're going to have the, the red skills like infinite firepower and energy mastery. So which one's best for you? It really depends. I'm not huge fans of Grudge and Growl. Growl has some very specific use cases, totally fine. Grace is actually really interesting. Now I want to jump to a clip and see if this has ever happened to you. Okay, I'm in a fight. It's very neutral. I have Himiko, they have Khan. I've done some initial upfront damage, so have they. I got guarded the first ultimate, but watch this next Khan ultimate and watch my Himiko. I'm full HP, and now I'm almost dead. That was a 14,000 damage crit, right? 14,000 damage crit. You know what would stop that? Grace. Grace would make that automatically do half, 50%, right? That 14,000 damage would be half. Look at it. We'll read it again. Reduce critical damage received by 50%. That's crazy. It essentially is it's making the carries do 50% less damage. Now, the problem is, if you run a team and you have Malice, right? I don't have Malice on this team, so I get crit a lot. Malice means that they do less crits, and Grace means the crits do less damage. So you don't actually want to stack them. But what you can do is have them on 2 separate teams, right? So if you have a main and a second, which you should, or at least be working towards, now this team's not going to get crit to death because I can either swap out weakness, or I can swap out, you know, one of Alex's skills and have a third aura. Or I can just take off Malice and put it in my main team and get that value out of it, right? That's the power of Grace. The fact that you're not going to get crit, or excuse me, that you're not going to take those huge crit damages. They're actually going to be half, right? And that basically means they're just normal, right? Because what crits do, essentially, is double the damage. But instead of doubling it, it is now halved. So basically, you're making them just do normal damage at all times, essentially. Very close to that. Now, for you, what do you pick? You know, it's up to you. If you really want to try out Arcane Sniper, I do think this one is very usable. The only problem I have with it is the 60% chance is kind of low. And it's only a single target, right? So it's not going to be huge damage, but the damage it does deal is going to be on the most significant target in certain matchups. And damage reduction on that hero is going to be very nice, right? It's going to be very nice. So I hope you learned something useful in this video. I highly recommend Sniper or Grace. Those are the 2 top picks. I'm going to be going with Grace. You can go with whatever you want. Everyone gets to play their game their own way. I just want to give you as much information as you need to make informed decisions. If you like these kind of videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.